Hey all, Lawrence from Express Unity, and today we're going to continue our multiplayer survival series. Now, I do need to apologize for the lack of videos for the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I just ended up getting really sick, so I just had to take a break and just recover. So now I'm a lot better, and we'll be continuing where we left off, which I believe we were making our building system, and we had everything working. The only issue that we had was that anyone could manipulate our own blocks. So let's just open up Visual Studio and we'll take a look. Alright, so at the moment we synchronize the current ID, and let's see if I can remember, was it in Build Manager? Yeah, and then we just go through and remove that object. Okay, so basically we want to do the same thing, but for our player. So our player has a photon ID, so when we go and place it, which is over here, just trying to remember how I've done this, and an RPC, adds position, this gets all the game objects and then adds it by 1. Alright, so in the build ID, let's also make a public string, and we're going to call it owner ID, and we're just going to default 0. Okay, so, sorry, we, needs to be an int as well. Alrighty, so, in our build manager, when we spawn a building object, we also want to set that owner ID. So let's just see what the simplest way is. I believe it would just be to make another parameter, make it int, and we'll just say owner ID. Now when we call a spawn building object, which is up here, okay. So we want to actually make a new set of parameters like this, and we should be able to actually this won't work. Need let's try this. So we need to make a vector 3, just call it position, and we'll equal that. Be able to pass in our position there now. And then after that, we want to pass in our photon view dot UID, I believe. Yes. So this basically just puts in our position and our ID. So we want to do the same down here, but we want to change position to hit dot point. Okay, so that should be good. So we should now be passing our owner ID and our position. Now, what we want to do, we want to do the same thing. We want to create an owner ID for the destroying of the object, and then we basically want to say and b.ownerID is equal to owner ID. So then when we pass in the destroy, we also then want to pass in our photon view.viewID. And I believe that's it. We shouldn't need to do anything else here. That should synchronize correctly. Alrighty, let's give it a shot. I will start just in Unity just to make sure it is working. Alrighty. Should be okay. Some time not found. Alright, so let's see how we can do this. We want to synchronize our position and our ID. It's not because we need to make this an object, right? It might be because it needs to be an object array. And then this needs to be an object array. I'll just call it object. And then we want to above create a new int ID equal to object. And our first one is our, where is it? It's just our normal ID. So that should set that one. No, it's an array. So this is how we'll do it, like so, and then we'll convert that int. All right, and we'll do the same, but for the owner ID, except its index is going to be 1, and that should be fine. Oh wait, I didn't even it actually allows it without. Alright, well, we'll try this first, just with it all being a object array. So then down here we need to do the same thing. It's to be an object array, we'll just call it objects, and then I'm basically just going to copy and paste this. Except the top one is going to be called position, and it's going to be a vector 3. Alright. Oh, and that won't work. It's already called object. Might just rename this one, and I'll call it. Oh, it's going to rename it. Right. I'll just rename this one to block. Alright, so what's wrong with this one? Tray. It is a vector array that's been passed. Why is this one? Oh. The simple mistakes are the ones that get you. Alright, so that should hopefully be good now. So let's just give that a quick save. And not about. And now when we build, there we go. We no longer have any of the errors. I should still. Oh, can't delete it. So let's go down. Rather, let's to the scene view and figure out what the player is. There it is. So let's see. The owner ID is 0. And our ID is 1. Oh wait, we never set it. So for here, instead of it being owner ID, ID, sorry, we want it to be owner ID, and then that's going to equal to owner ID. Okay. After all that messing around, it should be fine now. Okay, so I can now build, and I can now remove it. And I just got disconnected. Let's put my own in. So let's build and run. And now we should have some simple form of permissions, so I shouldn't be able to delete any of the other players' cubes, but they should be able to delete my own. Another thing we can do is make it so if it is someone else's ID that you're placing your cube onto, you won't be able to spawn your cube there. So that is again very simple to do. But I think so I'm just trying to plan this in my head. I think I want some sort of kind of like how Rust has it. They have like a toolbox, and basically if you place it, you own that particular segment of land for X amount of distance. So anyone on there can't create a set piece of wall or anything like that. That is hard to break. Alright, so we'll be able to join. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I see. I was messing around with this the other day, so that should be fine. Should be able to ignore that. So we'll just find the other player. Let's see where he is. Move around with this one as well. Am I on the very top one? I think I am. There it is. Alrighty. So with this player, I should be able to just place some objects. Should also be able to remove it, so both players can see that. Now, if I switch to this player, I can't remove any of their blocks, but I should be able to place it. For now, because I can place it on theirs. So then if I switch to this user, I need to lock the mouse for the build. And I right click on theirs, I can't delete it, but I can build on it. And then I can delete all of mine until it gets to theirs. Alrighty. So that is all working. So that error that I was having has nothing to do with you guys. It is just because I have this script here, which doesn't want to. Why can't I remove it? Okay, that was weird. Alright. So we now have some basic terms for our blocks. Now what I want is in the player data we have our wood, stone, cloth, gunpowder, whatever. So what I want to build those walls with is our wood. And how are we going to get that wood is with the trees. So let's get our, actually I think I have it out here. We have our tree prefabs. I think both of them are our trees. Okay. So they are a little different. But I don't think I don't think it should matter with this one. So, what we are going to do is give them the tag. Oh, do I already have it? No, I don't. Alright. We're going to give them the tag of tree. Give this one the tag of tree as well. We're just going to apply them both. Alright. Now we're going to make a new script. Let's see, maybe in the networking area. Let's create a new folder called N for environment. And I am just gonna call this one. Let's see, what can I call it? I guess I'll just call it health for now. Technically, this same script we use for our own player, just to make things easier. And then we could have everything using the same health system. But alright, I'm gonna drag this script onto that. Oh yeah, it's there. Alright, so what we want is to make the where did it go? We want to make it synchronize with players, so we want to be using photon.pun, and so we want to be using behavior pun, and we want to have the, what was it called, the unobservable object attached to it, and let's just quick actions and implement the interface. Alrighty. So now we just need to do our simple logic here. So if stream.is writing, and then we want to say else if stream.is reading. Alrighty, so I don't think I'm gonna have a max health, because I'm gonna make it so we can have items and things that will increase our health and whatnot. So I'm simply just going to add one variable here, and that's going to be a public. We'll make it an int, call it health. But one thing I will make is, oh, it's called health. So we'll just do an underscore. So then we'll just say if underscore health is less than or equal to 0. All I'm going to do is photon network dot destroy, and we want to destroy the current game object. And actually, what I want to destroy is transform dot root dot game object, just in case the script is ever inside a parent or something. So it should destroy the whole tree. Alright, so all we want to do here when it's writing is stream.select, then underscore health, and then here we are just going to make underscore health equal to stream.receive next, and this is going to be an integer. Alrighty, so that's all the syncing logic down for that. Now I think we just need to make a couple of RPC calls. So what we're going to make is a public void, and we'll call this call it add health. And then we'll make a no, we'll just make it a void. We'll say RPC add health, and this will have an int amount as well, and this is going to be a pun RPC. And all this is going to do is say health underscore health plus equals amount. And so in add health, we're going to just say photon view dot RPC, and we are going to call our RPC add health. And this is going to be RPC target dot all buffered, and this is going to be our amount. What we also want to do is say if photon view dot is mine, like so. Alright, so now we will basically do the same thing, but for removing the health. Would say remove health, RPC remove health, and RPC remove health. And instead of it being plus equals, we'll say take away equal. Alright. That should be our basic health logic. Now, what do we want to do? We'll also default health to 100. Okay, so I add data. Just wondering, oh no, it should work. Okay, so let's do this. Let's give it let's see, I don't know. The object type. And inside of this, we can do something like tree. What did we have? Play data. Wood, stone, cloth, gunpowder. So we'll just say wood and cloth, because that would be for our grass. And then we'll just say public object type, and we'll just call it type. So in our, this is complaining about public. We'll want to make that a public as well. So in our remove health, because we only want to do it locally, we're just going to say public. So we want to. I guess we'll do a switch, and we'll do the switch of the type, and then we'll do case object type dot wood right, or it's gonna be cloth. So all we're gonna do here is say player data dot wood plus equal 1, I guess, and then here we'll say player data dot cloth plus equals 1. Okay, so maybe what we can do, so let's copy and paste this, and before the main object gets destroyed, it'll give you a larger chunk of the material. So maybe we can say 50 wood and 2 cloth. Alright. So now we just need to have a way of displaying those values. Let's see how we can do this. I think the easiest way, so let's just see. First let's let it compile, and then we need to add the script. So they're both set to wood, that's good. Let's just add it to the observable area. And we'll just apply it. Goodness. Still got a little bit of my sickness, so you guys will have to forgive me. Alright, so player. Let's just go to him. Does he already have a canvas? No. So let's you know, for now, let's not do that. Let's just use the main canvas. And let's create a new UI text. Maybe we'll throw it in this corner. Let's tag it as stats, and we'll just name it stats as well. Let's best fit, and then we'll make it white and give it an outline, because you know me, favorite component is the outline. Okay, so over here for now, all I'm gonna do is simply display stats like this. Nothing too complicated. So what I'm going to do is, do we have that on the player? Player data, yes we do. So we're just on public void fixed update. Then we want to, actually it's not a public, it's a private. Then we're just gonna say game object dot find object with tag. We want to find stats, and we want to get component. First we want to be using Unity engine.ui, and we want to get component text, and we want to say dot text and plus equals, and we want to say, we could do this. We could say wood, make this plus wood, and then we just put a space under that, so we should be able to just keep doing this. And for now, because the only one is wood and cloth, that's the only one I'm going to add on here, so it's wood and cloth. Alright. So now we need a way to actually interact with this object. So for now, the only thing that I'm going to do just to test it out is, let's just do void on what's happening. I think it's doing that weird bug again where it doesn't do the collision. So I'm just going to copy and paste this and see if it'll recognize it. Yeah, it does. Okay. So all we're gonna do here is if photon view dot is fine. Actually, no, it won't work in this case. So we'll just say if collision dot game object dot tag is equal to player. And all we're gonna do is say remove health and the amount, let's just say 6. Alright, so we'll just do that for now. So let's, I think that should be good. So we should be able to test that now. Alright, so I just collided with a tree and it's giving us wood. Break. There we go. Alright, so what I might do is for the damage it takes, let's just change it to 25. And let's go ahead, quickly run it in multiplayer, and hope that it all works. Just waiting for it to compile. There it is. Alrighty. Just make sure I have applied it. I have indeed. And let's build and run. Alright, let's. Moment of truth. Will it work? What did that say? Yeah, must not have typed it in right. Oh, it's cut out. Oh no. Alright, so for the text, we're gonna want to set some anchors. So these 2 points down here, first we're gonna need to realign it, and 2 anchors down here, we're gonna have to put them over the box like so, and then in the game view it should scale nicely. Alright, save it and build and run. Alrighty. Alright, there it is. So now it's displaying properly. Let's join random. Okay, so hopefully when I collide with this player, it's not good. Alrighty, so seems to be a small issue. I think I do know why it is not working. I think it's simply because we've made these static, and so it's interfering with every time there's a new player. So, oops, oops. Okay, so kind of over 30 minutes now, so I don't want to drag on. In the next video, I will end up fixing this. It should be a fairly simple fix. And then once we have all this system down, we should really be able to start seeing the whole simple items coming together. We could even make it, right? So a player needs to basically punch a tree with his hands first, and then when the tree disappears, it just drops a whole bunch of wood, and then him colliding with that wood will in turn give him the stat. And then with the wood, he can make an axe or a spear or something like that. So that'll be in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and please do remember to like and subscribe. If you guys want to see anything inside of this tutorial, just leave a comment, and if it's something manageable that I can do in this series, then I will definitely take a look and give it a shot. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.